3 things every man must realize before it's too late. Hello and welcome to the Warrior King podcast. My name is Michael Riggs. I'm a full-time author, artist, and entrepreneur here to assist you on your journey to unlocking masculinity, manliness, and the warrior spirit within, and overall leveling up your life. If men being men is something that makes you angry, or if you're just a straight up ninny, this video probably isn't for you. Now, I know that there are all walks of life and all dynamics and that people live in all sorts of different ways, but this video is made for masculine men and men seeking leveling up their masculinity and leveling up their lives when it comes to being a masculine man. But hey, you're welcome to stick around and listen if you want to. Let me know how much of a jerk I am down in the comments. Me and my people can laugh at your comments later while I'm living my dream life, and that's totally okay. So I hope you guys are having a great start to your new year, as I am. It's been super awesome so far. Can't wait to see where this year goes. And the topic of discussion today is 3 things that I believe every man must realize, and things that I had to learn the hard way, things that I realized in the hardest ways possible, being a nightmare in my own life and then leveling up my life as a man, and then suddenly landing myself in my dream life, marrying the woman of my dreams, having awesome kids with her, and doing pretty much everything that we dreamed of together. But before that, my life completely fell apart. I was the worst example of what a man should be in my relationships, in my home life, in my work life, basically my all-around life. I was just a total nightmare. So it's my duty and my mission and my intention to warn men and young men before they make mistakes in their lives, and so that they can level up their lives before it's too late. So let's get into those 3 things that I believe every man must realize. And number 1 is provider. It is a man's duty to provide for his family and to provide a future for his family, plain and simple. If you disagree or if you're put off by that, so be it. And I know that some of you, like I used to, might say that's just not our dynamic. Well, shift that dynamic and watch your entire life level up and change, trust me. And I'm not saying that if you aren't the main provider in your household, in your family, in your life, that there's something wrong with that. I'll be completely honest with you, my wife goes to work every day. But if you aren't striving every day to someday be the provider and provide a life for her and a future for her and your children and for your family line, you're wrong. Even if you're not the main provider right now in your household, your goal eventually should be to be that. Absolutely, as that's my goal in leveling up my life and pursuing my dreams and pursuing my purpose, is to someday be the main provider in my household. And not only that, not just provide for my family and be the sole provider in my household, but to provide a future for them as well. A strong future and a strong foundation that can be passed on for generations to come far after I'm gone. Though I'm not the sole provider in my household, I am striving every single day to make that a possibility and make that a reality someday. And it will be a reality someday. And also every day as I'm striving to provide that future and to provide for my family, I'm envisioning a future of abundance. I'm envisioning building a future for them, a strong future, a strong foundation for generations to come. Now, for thousands of years, men have been the providers for their families. I didn't just make that up. It's just been the dynamic since the dawn of humanity that the men went out and did the hunting. The men fought off invaders to the village. The only reason that we can be so comfortable and lazy now is because life has become so comfortable and convenient. We can just make a choice not to do the hard things. We can just make a choice to live a life of mediocrity. We can just choose to sit around all day and play video games or watch football and drink beer and totally waste our lives away. It's easy. You can just have prepared food delivered straight to your door. You don't even have to go anywhere. There's no reason to hunt anymore. There's no reason to fight off invaders to your village, at least not yet. But it is my belief that for every masculine man in a traditional dynamic, he should be the provider for his family. He should be the provider for his wife. He should be providing a strong future for her. When it comes to that, I mean, otherwise, why is she even there? You know what I'm saying? So like I said, if you aren't the main provider in your household, in your life, in your relationship, it should be your absolute goal to make that a reality someday, and you should be pursuing your calling and pursuing your purpose relentlessly until you get to that point where you are actually doing that. And it should be absolutely clear to your wife or to the woman that you are with that that is your goal and that is your mission, and that will just level up your relationship and make it thrive even more. Trust me, because she wants a future. She wants an abundant future. She wants an awesome future. And if you aren't in that place where you're the main provider yet, that's okay to her. And of course it is. She loves you, right? But trust me, if you make it clear that you're ambitious, that you have dreams, that you have goals, and that you're going somewhere in life, that will just level up your relationship even more. And if she knows that it is your goal and your mission to be the sole provider in your household and the sole provider for her, to take care of her and give her a strong future and to give her children a strong future, trust me, it will level up your relationship and level up your life. So I will conclude that once again with, it is a man's duty to provide for his family and to provide a strong future for them. Number 2 on on the list of 3 things that every man must realize is the protector. It is a man's duty to be a protector. It is a man's duty to protect his woman. It is a man's duty to protect his children. And it is a man's duty to protect everyone around him at any given time. Everywhere you go, you must think of yourself as a protector. This world is getting crazier and crazier. And if you think you are immune to bad things happening to you and bad things happening to the people around you, you need a strong, firm wake-up call. You must know that everyone around you is safer simply because you are there, simply because of your presence. And you must be more willing to fight than flee in order to protect others. Now, why is it important to be a protector and to view yourself as a protector and to even teach boys and young men to be protectors? Imagine if it was just common knowledge that every guy in the room was just ready and willing to kick your ass if you decided to do something crazy. Imagine how many less atrocities there would be, less crazy things that happen in the world if it was just common knowledge that every guy in the room was a strong protector and ready to take you out if you were ready to do something dumb. Lots of less atrocities would happen, lots of less crazy things that people do. And that's why I believe that it should be common knowledge that every guy in the room is ready to kick your ass if you're going to do something stupid or try to harm somebody else. Every man should view himself as a protector. You should view yourself as a protector. Everyone should feel safer just because you're around. You should know that everyone is safer just because you're around. Do you view yourself as a protector? When your family goes to bed at night, do you do the rounds to make sure all the doors are locked? Do you have a security system in place or a plan of if someone tried to do something crazy to you or your family, you know exactly what to do? When you're out about in the world and you're around strangers and people you don't even know, or maybe your family and friends are with you, do you have a plan in place in your mind that you would protect those people no matter what, even at the cost of yourself? You should view yourself as a strong protector, absolutely. And I don't know what the agenda is with trying to make men less manly. I don't know what the end game is, but there definitely is an agenda to make men less manly and to make us think that it's wrong to be strong like that and to be protectors and to be providers. Just don't let that stuff get to you. Just know that everyone is better off because you are a protector, because you are a provider. Know that you are a protector everywhere you go and in everything that you do. Know that everyone around you is safer just because you exist. And back to when it comes to marriage and relationships, does your wife or woman know that you are a protector? Does she feel safer just because you're around? Does she know that your family is safer just because you're there? Does she have confidence in the fact that she doesn't have to worry about anything because you're such a strong protector? Think about that. Ask yourself that. Because I know that for me in my past relationships, back before I leveled up my life, my exes probably didn't feel safe when I was around just because I was such a ninny. Like, there was probably no level of if someone tried to break into our house or tried to get to her or anything like that, that I was going to kick that guy's ass or kick whoever's ass that was trying to mess with us. You know what I mean? Because it just wouldn't have been a thought. But now my wife, I guarantee you, she feels safe, secure. She doesn't have to worry about anything. She doesn't have to worry about the safety of our children. She doesn't have to worry about the safety of our home simply because I'm here, simply because I exist. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's the comparison that I make is the old me and the new me, the wuss ninny and the strong masculine protector. And everywhere I go, say I'm going to the grocery store or I'm going to, wherever it is, I know that people are safer just because I'm around, and I know that I would do everything that I could to protect the people around me. I view myself as a protector. I view myself as a warrior king. And we'll continue with the last thing right after this quick ad break. Thank you guys. Stick around. Want to level up your life as a man and unlock your masculinity? My book, Warrior King, Unlocking Masculinity, Manliness, and the Warrior Spirit Within is a 7-level course to embracing the primal wild self and awakening the warrior king within, covering everything from what it means to be a man, embracing masculinity, love and relationships, being a protector and provider, pursuing your purpose and success, and a whole lot more. I spent a year living in a school bus conversion in the wilderness while I wrote this book, and I believe that it is a journey of self-discovery that will change your life forever. Everything that I learned on my own journey to unlocking what it means to be a man and leveling up my life is in there. The 7 levels are the primal, the listener, the wise man, the lover, the protector, the warrior, and the king. You can find a link for Warrior King the book in the description of this podcast episode or video. Grab a copy to take the first step on your transformational journey today. Again, that's Warrior King by Michael Riggs. All right, welcome back. I hope that's something that you're interested in. If it is, definitely check it out. Grab a copy. It's in ebook and paperback. And there's a whole section in that book which goes further on the topic that we just discussed. All right, the third thing that every man must realize, according to me, is to stop being a little bitch. just to put it plain and simply. Now, to be honest with you, in the past, like I talked about before, I used to get my feelings hurt about everything, dude. I used to complain at jobs to the boss that people were mean to me or that they offended me or something like that, you know? I used to get offended and get my feelings hurt about every little thing. It's absolutely ridiculous. I hate looking back at that time. It's honestly like looking back at a totally different person. You see, I was bullied a lot when I was growing up in elementary school and middle school, and I carried that into my adulthood. I carried that victim mentality into my adulthood. And I had no idea what it meant to be a man, to be a strong man, or I'm not even sure I had ever heard the word masculinity in a positive context. And I didn't have any strong male role models in my life at all. And it took me a very long time to realize that I needed to have a thicker skin. It actually took me 30 years to realize that. The truth is, the world is tough, people are cruel, and very few people give it. You absolutely have to be tougher, plain and simple. You have to be willing to take shit, and you have to be willing to do the hard shit. There's absolutely no way you are going to get where you want to get in life if you spend all of your time offended and butthurt about every little thing. The hard truth is nobody cares that you're crying, and it's going to be like that for the rest of your life. And that might sound harsh to some of you, and it's hard to take the first time hearing that, but nobody cares that you're crying. Nobody cares that you're offended. Nobody cares that your feelings are hurt. Most people are just worried about themselves. So getting offended, letting people get to you, not having a thick skin, letting people pierce every part of your unarmored body, and even your psyche, it's not worth it. Getting offended and getting your feelings hurt and cowering every time somebody offends you or hurts your feelings or says something about you, or every time something just doesn't go your way, that is not the warrior spirit. What it is cowardice. When challenges face you, face them head on. Don't cry about it. When adversity comes after you, don't cry about it. Face it head on. When challenges face you, don't take the easy route and call the repairman. When people attempt to hurt you or offend you, let it bounce off of your skin like armor, like your skin is made of steel and your organs are made of iron. Know that you are a badass dude, and above all, get over it. Now, will things hurt you in life? Will people hurt you in life? Absolutely. That's gonna happen a lot. You just have to accept that. People are gonna hurt you. They're gonna try to hurt you. They're gonna try to offend you. And will some things hurt you? Yes, but not every little thing, dude. That's ridiculous. Be stronger than that. Don't be a little ninny. All right, guys, so I know this was a little bit more of an invasive talk this time, a little more in your face, but I feel like it's absolutely necessary when the topic of conversation is being a strong man and leveling up our lives accordingly. So I hope that this inspired you in some way. If this episode inspired you, definitely subscribe and stick around. Lots of more content on the way, especially this year. I'm going hard with this. I have a lot of episodes on the way, a lot of things that I want to talk to you guys about. If this episode especially inspired you, there's some links down in the description of this podcast episode or video where you can give to support this podcast, or there's one on there called Buy Me a Coffee where you can donate money to buy me coffees, which is kind of cool. But honestly, it's just another way to support this podcast and to help us keep doing it. I'm definitely looking forward to leveling up the quality of the video and the audio for this podcast in this new year, so donating on those platforms is definitely how to help me accomplish that. And as always, thank you so much, and I appreciate everyone who's been giving on those platforms. It's super awesome to see that I am reaching people. It's super awesome to see all of the positive comments, all of the positive feedback, the likes, and all of the views that are suddenly happening on my channel. It's super awesome. I feel that this is my mission to inspire men worldwide to level up their lives and be stronger fathers, leaders, husbands, to level up every aspect of their life. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you on the next one.